Hello, beautiful souls, and happy new year. I hope the new year is going great for you so far. I really wanted to come on here to talk about the energies that we're going to be moving through as a collective in this new year. I usually do this reading on January 1st, but I was traveling to beautiful Mexico on that day, so I wasn't able to do the reading then, and I wanted to enjoy my vacation and really didn't have the occasion to do this reading until today. So what I want to cover is the general energies that we're going to be experiencing as a collective this year, as well as draw archetype cards for this year as well, so that we know as a collective the archetypes that are going to be illuminating our pathway as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you all know, we are in the year 2024. So as a psychic, intuitive, whatever word you want to use, I look at the numbers and I look at the overall energies and what I'm perceiving. And I look at the numbers and the combinations that want to be illuminated at that time and spoken about. So being 2024, we have the number 2 showing up twice, and we also have the 4. So the 2 in the tarot represents the High Priestess. So already as a general collective energy, we are going to be asked to really tap into our intuition and follow our psychic senses a lot more. And that's going to be the guiding energy for us as a collective. And we're going to have to make sure that whenever we get psychic hits, intuitive hits, gut feelings in response to something, that we listen. But we also need to understand that those psychic hits, intuitive hits, might not make sense, and we might not fully understand what the next steps are. So there's going to be a lot of momentum shifting and moving through the collective, especially on the business career front this year. There's going to be a lot more people stepping into leadership roles. A lot of people's businesses are going to be taking off this year as well. So it's understanding the foundation in terms of energies that's going to be propelling you and supporting you forward. So right from the get-go, we have the High Priestess energy coming through twice with the 2 and the 2. And the next number that actually wants to come through, which I wasn't sure was going to come through initially, we have the 0 that wants to be spoken about next. So the 0 in the tarot represents the Fool. So a lot of new beginnings are going to be coming through for the collective this year too. And it's about taking that leap of faith. It's knowing that you might not see the next steps ahead, but you need to trust your intuition. And if you really think about it, with the 2, the 0, the 2, and the 4, your new beginnings are supported by pillars of intuition. So taking that leap of faith, as the Fool does in the tarot, and getting ready to jump off that cliff, that ledge, and take that step, know that you are being divinely guided and supported to do so, and that your psychic senses and abilities and your intuition is leading you to take that leap of faith. And it's also understanding that, I love that that's resonating for you. Yes, definitely. So it's taking that leap of faith and trusting your psychic senses, because we're all getting a psychic boost this year as a collective. And all the energies are really moving really intensely right now through me. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I express it in a way that's clear and makes sense. But psychic senses are definitely going to be coming online for a lot more of the collective. And it's knowing that we are all psychic, and it's a matter of tapping into those senses and trusting it, because psychic senses are not anchored in logic or the mind. It's extra sensory perception for a reason, and we all have it. And that's definitely going to be getting boosted this year with the High Priestess energy coming twice. And it's knowing that your intuition is going to be guiding you to take leaps of faith. And it's understanding that you need to take that first leap. You're not going to see the whole pathway ahead. But again, it's really trusting your body, your senses, how you feel about stuff, because there's definitely going to be more surprise business opportunities coming through for the collective. And again, it's going to be a matter of you checking in with yourself and asking, how do I feel about this? Are there any red flags? Is my energy constricting around these people? Or am I staying relaxed and calm and at ease? So it's going to be really important for us to pay attention how we feel when we interact with people. So again, on the business front, if opportunities come through, a new job, a promotion, maybe a business partner comes through, really pay attention to how you feel. How are you energetically responding to this person? As soon as your energy constricts, maybe you feel nausea, maybe you feel off, that is your psychic body activating and saying, you know what, something's off. But if you remain at peace, you remain calm, centered in your sense of self, when this opportunity comes through, know that that's your body energetically responding to something that is meant for you. And it's about taking that leap when you feel that way. If you feel at peace, you feel secure, the universe is coming through to be like, are you going to take this leap? I brought this gift for you. Are you going to accept it? Next, we move in to the 4. 4 is Emperor energy in the tarot. The Emperor is this energy that is benevolent, that is the leader, that's able to take and make decisions with ease and grace when they are in perfect alignment with his power and authority. So it's understanding that we have all these energies moving through the collective right now from a numerological standpoint. There we go. So it's understanding that we have a beautiful balance of the feminine coming through with the High Priestess twice, with the 2 and the 2. And then we also have the Emperor, which represents the masculine energy. So we have a beautiful balance of both feminine and masculine moving through the collective this year. And it's really about integrating these energies and moving holistically when it comes to our life, when it comes to our business, when it comes to relationships. And it's understanding that as a collective, we're getting that boost to just really integrate who we are. So that's what the numbers have to say for the collective at this time. And then we shift into the culmination of these numbers, and this gives us a year 8. And this makes me super excited because 8 in the tarot represents the Strength card. And the Strength card is ruled by Leo. So we have a beautiful boost of sunlight coming through the collective this year as well. A lot of us are going to start radiating, are going to start shining a lot more and taking the spotlight because it is our birthright to do so. You are meant to be seen significantly this year. And if you're looking to know where in your life you're going to be seen and noticed the most, paying attention to where Leo sits in your birth chart is going to be very important. And also the energy of this year being the year 8, being the year of Leo, according to me, it's going to be important to understand what your guiding archetypes are. So during the summer, during the new moon in Leo, I drew archetype cards for the collective at this time based on where Leo sits in your birth chart. I have pinned those readings at the top of my profile. So if you haven't checked out those readings yet, I strongly recommend that you do, because those readings are going to describe the archetypal energy that you are here to embody this year and be seen for. And if you have any questions about that, as always, feel free to reach out to me. So Leo energy, king, queen of the jungle, being spotlighted. That is one of the biggest energies that's going to be moving through the collective at this time. But it's understanding that that spotlight, that being seen, is backed by a shit ton of strength that has been developed over the past few years, the past few lifetimes. And it's time that you be seen and recognized for that strength, that resiliency that you have developed through hardship, through challenges. A lot of us have been doing our inner work behind the scenes. We've been diligent, doing our shadow work, doing inner child healing, really figuring out who we are. And this is the year where we fucking come out of the gate and show the world who the fuck we are. And we do it boldly. We do it confidently. We do it in a manner that is secure and grounded and anchored. And here's why. Because 8 also represents Saturn, the planet of karma, the planet of time, the planet of discipline and inner responsibility. And Papa Saturn rules Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign that is highly ambitious, focused on their goals, and we happen to be in Capricorn season right now. So there's a beautiful alchemy and synergy that's happening between the fiery energy of Leo and then the grounded, practical energy of Capricorn this year for the collective as a whole. So it's understanding that what's going to be really important for you is to know what your Leo placement is and what your Capricorn placement is, because both these houses, both these energies are going to be working in tandem together this year to support you to fulfill your goals, but also to be seen and to receive the recognition and the success that you deserve. Because a lot of us have felt that we've been left on the sidelines, and it's understanding that your recognition, your success is going to be coming through this year. And if you're looking for a specific area of life, it's knowing where Leo and Capricorn sit in your birth chart, because those are the areas that are going to be really lit up this year. Whew, so already I'm feeling all of that moving through, and it's intense. And it's great, and I love it, because the next energy I want to move into talking about is the Chinese zodiac energy we are going to be moving through as a collective. Now, the Chinese New Year starts in February, but we are already feeling the momentum of the wood dragon. So dragon energy, baby, all year. That is what we are going to be stepping into and activating as a collective. So that dragon energy is proud, is confident, and it's leadership at its finest degree. Dragons don't back down. They speak with authority, and they add some fire to that authority when need be. Dragon energy is energy that you can't fuck with. You can't mess with it. It sees clearly. If you try and manipulate or dissuade or discourage or put down dragon energy, it's going to put you in your place real fucking quick. And a lot of us are going to be embodying and stepping into that energy a lot more as a collective, because that's the energy that's moving through us. So we're going to be highly activated in that sense. And there's a question about love life. And in terms of love life, it's going to be about owning who you are and not hiding and being honest. Because as we're shifting through these energies as a collective, we have the sun, which rules Leo, and then we have Saturn, which rules Capricorn. So with both the sun and Saturn coming through, we have a desire to be seen and acknowledged with the sun, but there's a need to be responsible and disciplined with how we show up and how we shine our light. Are you shining your light to manipulate others? Are you being dishonest with your light? Or are you showing up with authority? Are you showing up with responsibility and being like, hey, you know what? This is me. Yes, I still have these issues that I'm working through, but you know what? I'm looking for a relationship, or I'm looking to ask you out on a date. And it's being radically honest, because again, with this dragon energy moving through the collective, if you're dishonest, you will get burned 100%. And even if you think you got away with lying about something, karma's going to come back and get you. And I'm not saying this to instill fear. I'm saying this because it's true. And this year, again, with the sun coming through, so the sun is bright, it's warm, but it's fire. It burns away any deceit, lies. And then you have Papa Saturn, that's the Lord of Karma. So if you're fucking anybody over, he's going to come through and slap you. And then we have dragon energy on top of that. And dragons hate lies and dishonest people. Like, I'm telling you right now, I cannot stand that. And I see it. I feel it. And it's about owning your shit this year. You know, as much as I'm feeling a big momentum, yes, exactly. What you give comes back. And it's about following this momentum. There's a big momentum that's going to be moving through the collective this year. And it's understanding that if you're not feeling it, that's okay. You need to just own it and not be afraid to seek help for yourself, because that's the thing. As much as this energy, I'm feeling a lot of success and recognition come through for the collective this year. If you're listening to this and you're like, Leah, I don't feel that way, it's okay. I don't want you to take this personally and think that there's something wrong with you. You know, everything happens in divine timing. If these energies that I'm speaking about don't resonate, maybe it's not meant to resonate right now. Maybe it's going to resonate down the line. And it's trusting your timing. You know, because even for me personally, you know, like, I've felt that I've missed certain waves when it's come to success or different things, but I've had to really anchor in to my energy codes and realize, you know what, I'm half earth. Earth moves slowly. Earth requires patience. And I've had to cultivate those skills and be okay with it and be like, you know what, if this wave isn't mine, it's not mine. My wave will come whenever it comes. And it's funny, I have cards laid out here, and this card wanted to be brought to our attention. And it says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And this is one of the guiding energies that is going to be moving through the collective. It's about trusting your path, knowing that it doesn't need to make sense to anybody else but you. And even on occasion, it might not make sense to you either, right? Because a lot of us at this point in time are awakening. We're becoming more conscious. And a lot of us are starting to dabble into different approaches to consciousness. Think about like the law of attraction, other healing modalities, more occult knowledge, and things like that. And it's understanding that as much as you might be cultivating this knowledge, these approaches, you can't avoid doing inner work. So that's why this big wave of, I'm seeing a wave of just gold and just sparkles and glitter coming through the collective. If you've been diligent with your inner work, you're going to be reaping rewards this year. Big time. 1,000%. Yes, that's true. Love can definitely inspire change and growth, for sure. But yeah, so just circling back to what I was saying, if you haven't begun your inner work journey, know that the other timeline that's also opening up for the collective, if the success golden wave doesn't resonate, there's another timeline also moving through the collective, and that's one where gates and doors are going to be open for you to meet the right people when it comes to mentors, teachers, and things like that. But again, follow your gut. Follow your extrasensory perception. When you approach someone to be your coach, guide, healer, whatever, how do you feel about their energy? Do you feel safe to talk to them? Do you feel comfortable? Or are there red flags showing up? So for others of you that this golden wave and timeline isn't resonating right now, it might just mean that there's a doorway or portal that's going to be opening up for you to work closely with a mentor or teacher in the upcoming months. So to remain open for that and to also seek that out if that's something that is resonant for you. If you're like, Leah, you know what, I feel like I need more support when it comes to doing inner work, set that intention. We also have a new moon today in Capricorn. I'm not going to talk about the new moon right now because I really want to focus on this year's energies, but I'm going to be doing a new moon reading later today. So stay tuned for that. If that resonates, feel free to check that out when I do that later on. So in terms of energies, I think that's all. I'm pretty much... Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's all I am sensing for the energies at this time. But yes, definitely huge dragon activations coming through this year. And as I said, you can't fuck with dragon energy. if you are going to approach this energy to use it for hidden motives, hidden agendas to manipulate, you're going to get burned 1,000%. So again, you approach dragon energy with respect, with caution, understanding that this energy is ancient. It's been around for a long ass time. And if you approach this energy with the respect, the discipline, the responsibility, you are going to be deeply rewarded, more than you could ever imagine. Okay, so that's all that wants to come through in regards to the energies for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and start to draw archetype cards for the collective year ahead. I think last year, if I remember correctly, I followed the astrological wheel. So I started with Aries, but this year I want to do it slightly differently, given that we are in Capricorn season right now. So might as well see what kind of archetype is guiding us right now. So let's get into it. Ooh, okay. All right, these cards are jumping out. So the first card out we have, so this is going to be the guiding archetype for Capricorn season, is the Unseen. And already this energy coming through, this comes and supports the I can't say that word today, numerological energies of the High Priestess. So again, Capricorn season is winter season for where I live in this part of the world. And it's a season where the energy is slowed down and really tapping inwards is what's going to be important. And with the Unseen archetype card coming through for Capricorn season, it's really about allowing our psychic senses to guide us. And it's knowing that these senses are going to be leading us to the highest timeline that's going to benefit us in the long run. So Capricorn season, the Unseen, and I'm getting psychic activations are going to be moving through the collective as well. So that's a really interesting energy to be coming out for the collective. So really needing to trust our psychic abilities moving forward and understanding that during Capricorn season, we are going to be getting activations, more gifts are going to be coming online, and some of us might be experiencing weird dreams. For some of us, connection with ancestors might be strong during this season as well. You might have ancestors wanting to come through. So a lot of spiritual downloads and activations for Capricorn season with the Unseen card for sure. All right. So that's all I'm getting for Capricorn season. Next is Aquarius season that we're going to be shifting into towards the end of January. So let's see. Okay, so we have Kairos coming through for Aquarius. Now, I think that means time, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm just going to check the guidebook real quick to make sure I'm... Let's see. Where is the card? Let's see. Here we go. Yes. Mythic time synchronicity. Okay. Yes, that's how I'm actually drawn to reading the description for this card. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it. So Aquarius season, we can anticipate this kind of energy. So it says, we have all had the experience of timelessness of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our action change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. I think that is a perfect description of what we can anticipate when it comes to Aquarius season as a collective. And overall, right now, it's about taking time to rest, rejuvenate, and just allow ourselves to just bathe in these psychic energies that are going to be moving through the collective for Capricorn season. And these energies are going to be giving us intuitive hits in regards to what kind of action we need to be taking when it comes to Aquarius season. And it's understanding that that action could just be creating business plans in more detail. So Capricorn season is going to be allowing us to see the unseen and know what seeds we need to be planting, giving us those hits. Okay, you know what? Maybe I need to start a business where I do this, or I need to start another project where I do that. And it's understanding that the action momentum to start writing the business plan and things like that is going to come through during Aquarius season. And it's understanding that we might be taking mad action during Aquarius season, but for others of us, it might be more work behind the scenes. And that's mainly the energy I sense for the collective is work behind the scenes. So you're not necessarily disclosing what you're doing. You're just working privately in the shadows for the time being during Aquarius season. And you're being diligent with what you're doing, knowing that the right timing for what it is you need to be doing is going to come through. Because as we said, Kairos is divine timing. So we really need to trust, okay, when do I need to be launching this service or creating whatever it is I'm creating and showing other people what it is. So that's really interesting for Aquarius season. Okay, next is going to be Pisces season. So let's see. Interesting. So we have the Destroyer coming through for Pisces season, and the Destroyed Pisces season. Okay, so I definitely feel that Pisces season might be a little intense because Pisces is a very soft, feminine, nurturing, dreamy energy. Pisces energy usually avoids confrontation, doesn't like conflict, and doesn't always like the shadows or the darkness either. You can think of it as and the image I'm getting is really kind of like shallow ponds where the fish are just like enjoying swimming, but they're in these like shallow little pools and ponds. But we have the Destroyer energy coming through. So to me, the main energy I'm getting from this card that we're going to be moving through as a collective is going to be having to destroy limiting beliefs and blocks that are going to be surfacing. So we have the beautiful progression from the unseen realm during Capricorn season. Intuitive hits, psychic abilities coming online. In February, Aquarius season, we're going to start taking action on those intuitive hits behind the scenes. Come March, we might start to hit some roadblocks. We might face some self-doubt. We might start to criticize ourselves, looking back on what we've done during Aquarius season and be like, holy shit, am I actually worthy of this? Do I have the guts, the courage it takes to actually fulfill these business plans I just mapped out? So we're really going to have to dive in deep. We're going to have to be that fish that has lived its life in this shallow little pond, and then the tides of the ocean comes through, and that fish needs to be ready to be taken by the tide and pulled back out to sea and ready to explore its depths. So a lot of us might actually be initiated into another cycle of shadow work during Pisces season. And it's going to be really important that we don't avoid the shadows that want to come through, because even though this energy might be a little daunting to move through during Pisces season, it's understanding that the destroyer leads us to more of our power. And the destroyer leads by destroying. And if you're not comfortable with destruction, this time period might be very uncomfortable for you. If you are comfortable with shadow work, destroyer energy, you're going to be fine. You might actually love Pisces season because it's just going to lead you to more of your power and unlock more of it. And you might actually feel a real boost and momentum of power just flowing through your veins. And a lot of us that have been doing a lot of shadow work already are just going to feel so lit up during Pisces season. And I see a lot of things in regards to the occult taking off during Pisces season. Obviously, these things aren't being revealed to me just yet, but there's going to be a lot of initiations happening during March for sure. For those of us that haven't started shadow work's going to start banging on our door and being like, hey, you need to start looking at these limiting beliefs. You need to start looking at this pain. You need to start looking at these wounds. And if you're ready to face this work with a brave heart, because don't forget, we have Leo energy moving through the collective, your initiation into shadow work isn't going to be as daunting as you thought it would be. But if you are still hiding in the showers, if you are still embodying coward energy and the shadow attributes of coward energy, where you might be in denial, you might want to keep hiding, it's going to cause a lot of friction and tension. I'm also picking up nervous breakdowns during Pisces season, and it's understanding that you need to just go with the flow and allow whatever wants to come up and to not judge yourself for it. So already this year is building. I like the way it's building so far. It's going to be intense, but I like it. So next, once we move through this destructive reset that we're going to be moving through during Pisces season, we're going to head into Aries season. So let's see what Aries season has in store for us. Okay. Ooh. All right. This energy is feeling sexy already. We have 2 cards coming out, and you know what? I love it. I'm just going to go with it. So we have the Crone. And we also have the Temple. So already I'm seeing 2 timelines happening for the collective when it comes to Aries season, which starts at towards the end of March and into April. So the first timeline I'm sensing is the Crone timeline for the collective. So a lot of us, after going through Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces season, we're going to be initiated even deeper into our own medicine, our own wisdom, our own knowledge. A lot of us are going to feel compelled and encouraged to come forward, to start teaching, to start speaking on a bigger scale, but a scale that's still hidden and secretive, because that's the thing. When it comes to occult and more esoteric knowledge, it's not meant for the mainstream. It's understanding that it's meant to be preserved and kept hidden. And only those that are ready to be initiated into that knowledge and into that wisdom will be called into that wisdom. So a lot of the collective are going to be branching off from Pisces season into embracing their inner crone, which is their inner wise man, inner wise woman, and really owning that archetypal energy. For the for the other part of the collective, we have the Temple timeline opening up. And what I see with this card coming through the collective is, from a business standpoint, a lot of people in the collective are going to be putting out new offers where they are of service to the collective, where they are in their healing abilities, in their divine gifts, and just helping the collective heal on a bigger scale. So the temple energy is going to be moving through the collective at an accelerated rate through the collective during that season. And I'm definitely seeing both pathways crisscross between the crone and the temple. So you could work with, if you're on the temple timeline where you're creating more business services during Aries season, you could be working very closely with someone who's on the crone timeline, and vice versa, because I see both energies intertwining together. So there could be collaborations come through where one person embodies more so the crone energy timeline versus somebody else that has the temple timeline. And it's understanding that both these energies are going to be working seamlessly together and really revolutionizing the collective in terms of healing abilities and things like that. Let's see, what else am I picking up from these cards? I definitely feel more peace moving through the collective in Aries season for those of you that resonate with the crone timeline. For a lot of you, it's going to feel like a coming home. You're going to feel like, fuck, I finally feel like myself. This is amazing. Where have I been my whole life? The temple, I was going to say the temple people. That might resonate for someone. I don't know why that specific phrase wanted to come through. The temple people. For those of you on the temple timeline, coming to a sacred place or creating a sacred place is going to feel like it's been your divine mission your whole life. You're going to feel an energetic resonance of, holy fuck, this is what I've always been meant to do, was to create a sacred space for others to come through. And it's understanding that for a lot of you that are on the temple timeline, you've been high priestess. You've been beings that have lived in temples in past lives. So it's only natural for you to want to create a sacred temple in this life. And it's understanding that ages ago, there were physical temples throughout the world. And there still are temples. But obviously in this day and age, it's a lot more challenging to actually create a temple. Now, of course, you can definitely go out and create an actual physical temple somewhere. By all means, if that's your life mission, that's what you feel called to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. But for a lot of us, the term temple has taken on a more modern meaning where we create more intangible temples. And this can be through offering online services where we do maybe new moon ceremonies or full moon ceremonies or healing ceremonies online. Maybe our website is our online temple. And it's understanding that the energy of temple is still within us. It's only the shape that it takes that has changed. The energy, the wisdom, the medicine, the sacredness that follows temple energy is still very much present and flowing through. So for those of you on the temple timeline, it's understanding that you're activating your sacred gifts when it comes to having been a high priestess or someone that worked in a temple in a past life. And that energy is going to be infused into your temple. Whatever your temple looks like, those energies from past lives are going to be infused and really giving that modern temple of yours that magnetic pull to get people in. And I'm seeing images, so I'm going to try my best to make this make sense. So let's say you had, or you worked at a temple in Egypt, for example, with Egyptian deities and things like that. So it's understanding that now your modern temple is going to be infused with Egyptian temple energy. And it's understanding that that energy is important to attract your tribe and the people you are meant to serve. And it's understanding that you need to allow that energy to just infuse your modern temple. And as you allow more of your past temple energy to infuse your modern temple, you're going to attract clients, people, your tribe. Anybody that you are meant to serve is going to be magnetized towards you as you allow this past energy to flow through into your modern temple energy. So I feel like that was a very specific message that wanted to come through for some of you. So take it how it resonates. If it doesn't, leave it. It's not meant for you. It's meant for somebody else, and use your discernment as always. So yes, definitely beautiful timelines happening in Aries season. So let's see, after Aries season, we move into Taurus season. So let's see, Taurus archetype that wants to come through. Okay, I'm just going to go with this one. So for Taurus season, we have the Creator coming through. And we have a hand with a paintbrush. So the journey that we're going to be going through as a collective in terms of archetypes is very beautiful. I love this build up so far. So we have the unseen realm where we're starting with psychic abilities being activated, and then we start taking action behind the scenes in February in Aquarius season. March, we might hit some roadblocks, but we just need to turn inwards, do more shadow work. And then in April, Aries season, we have these beautiful timelines opening up for us. And then into Taurus season, which is May, month of May roughly, we have the Creator coming through. So I feel a lot of inner child energy coming through from this card. I want to see if I can get a bit more information. Because of all the colors, I'm feeling different energies wanting to come through with this card. So I want to see if I can get a bit more information. Okay. So interestingly enough, the second card that wants to come through and support is the Dead End. So similar energy to Pisces season, we might experience some dead ends during Taurus season, but it's understanding that we have the Taurian energy there supporting us, and Tauruses are known for their stubbornness and willing to plant their feet and just hang on. So if you experience dead ends, if certain of the projects you started launching aren't going as well as you anticipated, it's knowing that you can adjust. You can restart, and there's no shame in that. So it's understanding that there might be some dead ends that come through during Taurus season, and to just know that you have the skill set it takes to adapt and to be flexible and to adjust to different timelines. And especially with this Creator card coming through with all these different colors, if let's say you're on a certain timeline where you're in the yellow part and then you meet a dead end, you still have access to all this palette. You still have access to all these colors. And these are all other pathways you can take. So just because you meet a dead end over here doesn't mean things are over for you. It just means you need to pivot. Maybe make certain changes. Maybe contact a mentor or a teacher and get fresh ideas, because you have access to this whole entire wheel. You are never limited. You are never blocked. You are sometimes just put on standstill because you need to be redirected and choose differently. So Taurus season, that's interesting. Okay. I just got expect serendipitous moments during Taurus season. So things coming out of the blue, things just ending. For some of you, it might be friendships, it might be relationships. And to just be open, because whatever this ending is, it's going to redirect you to a better door, is what I'm getting, which is really interesting. So I'm really curious to know what kind of doors are going to close and what kind of doors are going to open during Taurus season for the collective. Next is Gemini season. So let's see what kind of archetype is going to come through for Gemini season. Ooh, all right. This is so interesting. I love this energy already. Okay. And it flows really well from Taurus season, because next Gemini season, we have the Warrior coming through. And we have those same rainbow colors as the Creator card coming through. So there's a beautiful flow through of energy from Taurus to Gemini season. So whatever roadblock you face in Taurus season, know that you're going to come out stronger during Gemini season. And you know what? And it's really interesting, because this is a specific message that wants to come through for someone. This might just resonate for one person. So if this roadblock that happens in Taurus season has to do with your business, not only are you going to come out more resilient on the other side, but Spirit is actually going to help you shape shift your offers into it being what it needs to be for you to be successful. So for a specific person, if shit hits the fan during Taurus season in regards to your business, know that you're going to be redirected to create, I don't want to say better offers, but offers that are going to be in more divine alignment with what you're supposed to do. And it's understanding that when it comes to business, our initial offers aren't always the offers we are meant to be offering in the first place. They're that initial step we are meant to take, and then that initial step takes us to the step we're meant to be on in order to be successful. And it's an understanding that that's just part of life. That's sometimes just what we need to be doing, and to not take it to heart. Just know that is a part of your pathway, and that it's okay, because this is where we're going to be emerging during Gemini season. And just look at this card. Like, you just feel the power radiating from this warrior energy. You have this beautiful snake here too. Snake, transformation, death, rebirth. We have I'm seeing this as a ring, but also a diamond. Randomly, when it comes to love, some of you might be getting engaged during Gemini season. There might be proposals come through. Someone might devote themselves or their love to you during Gemini season. So I'm hearing the French word, des proclamations d'amour, happening in Gemini season for some of you. So pay attention to that. And we also have the 10 that is drawing my attention. So 10 means endings, conclusions. You're ending a cycle. So whatever the kind of bullshit you might be facing during Taurus season, it's going to end in Gemini season, and you're going to be a lot better for it. And it's understanding, oh my God, there's so much that wants to come through. It's understanding that this palette that might have been kind of messy or fucky for you initially is going to be divinely protected, because look at this rainbow. It's between the horns. So to me, this indicates that whatever this is to you, if this is a business opportunity or offerings, it's going to be divinely protected during Gemini season. And again, whatever kind of hiccups you might experience during Taurus season, you're not going to be experiencing them during Gemini season. It's all going to be divinely protected and guaranteed for you, because it is your destiny and what you are meant to be doing. And for others of you with snake spirit coming through, you could have another powerful guide come through during Gemini season that's going to help ensure that you protect whatever this is and means to you. I'm also feeling and hearing wealth. So either you could be generating a lot of wealth during Gemini season, or you're going to meet someone that has a lot of wealth that's going to contribute to your life in a significant way during Gemini season. That's really interesting. And then after that card, we have the Queen with another snake. So snakes are going to be a very important symbol. And again, use your intuition and your discernment. I personally love snakes. They're beautiful. You can even see a snake on my background. They're beautiful creatures that represent transformation, death, and rebirth. To me, they're very sacred. And it's understanding that you need to know what snakes represent for you personally. For me, I see them as a beautiful symbol. If you see them as representing people that might be shady, pay attention, especially during Gemini season, because we have the snake coming out twice. But I'm also seeing the snake as, if the snake is a sacred animal to you, I'm seeing sacred unions happening during Gemini season. So for those of you looking for love or partnership and the snake is viewed as a positive omen, there could be a reunion with a loved one. There could be meeting a lover during Gemini season as well. And reaching harmony is what I'm sensing, because I'm getting strong divine masculine energy from the warrior card. And then we have the Queen, which is divine feminine energy. So there could be union happening in Gemini season. And then after that, I wasn't going to keep going, but I feel that someone might need to hear this. There's Nectar. So if your love life has been challenging, it's going to get better in Gemini season. You're going to finally taste the sweetness of life with this Nectar card coming through. Okay, so that's all I'm sensing and picking up for Gemini season. Next is Cancer season. So let's see what kind of energy we're going to be experiencing and moving through as a collective during Cancer season. So Cancer season, let's see, where am I at now? Cancer season is end of June and then into July. So let's see, Cancer. What kind of archetypal energy are we going to be moving through as a collective? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. Very interesting. Okay. So I just talked about there being divine unions happening during Gemini season. If it's not Gemini season, it's going to be Cancer season because we have the Hunter coming out as the first archetypal card. And then we also have the Queen coming out again. So for those of you that have been seeking sacred union with your divine counterpart, Gemini Cancer season is going to be important. And there's interesting. Okay. So Cancer season, I'm feeling that overflow of divine union with the Hunter and the Queen, but then we also have the Medallion coming through underneath. So for those of you that are wondering when exactly you're going to get hit in the best way possible with that wave of success, you're going to start reaping it and seeing it during Cancer season. Some of you might actually be winning prizes for something, getting that recognition. You might actually win a gold medal from doing something. Oh, and interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have Nectar. So again, I think as a collective, we can anticipate reaping rewards and really receiving that recognition during Cancer season. And it's interesting because, as I said, receiving, that word really heightened in my mind. So it's all going to be about allowing ourselves to be receptive to whatever this energy is during Cancer season. Because again, with the Medallion coming through, this to me indicates that we're going to be receiving positive rewards. And it's going to be about ensuring that we step up and allow ourselves to receive it. Because again, during Cancer season and Cancer energy in general, Cancer energy can be very timid. It can be shy. It can want to hide in its shell and diminish its value and its worth and be like, oh, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need this reward. I don't need this medal. And the universe is like, yo, like you need to take those steps and receive that medal. And the image I'm getting is of an Olympian gold medalist not wanting to stand on that little pedestal and be like, you know what, no. But then everyone's like, but you won though. You won this gold medal, like it's yours based on the effort, based on your performance. Like you deserve, this medal is yours. So then it's about making that decision. Are you going to walk up and stand on that highest pedestal and receive? Or are you still going to allow your limiting beliefs and your self-doubt to be like, you know what? No. And it's understanding that based on the decision you make at that point in time, the universe is going to just give you a look like, what are you doing? And the image I get in my mind as I'm speaking about these energies is that meme of that little girl who's like sitting on a back seat and she just has this face like, are you serious? Like, what are you doing? Kind of like, no, I don't want to say disgust, but kind of. And like the universe is going to be like, you've worked for this medal your whole life, maybe past lives, and we're actually giving it to you and you're going to back down. So it's really going to be about us being like, okay, am I going to allow myself to receive during Cancer season? And receiving keeps coming up. So it's going to be a big season to just receive and to say yes to whatever wants to come through. And interestingly enough, I have a few cards that I drew weeks ago and I'm being drawn to this one. The Age of Life. Well, I said the Age of Life. Okay. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So exactly, like, you've been fucking training for this not only your whole life, but your whole other lives. So you deserve this freaking medal that's going to come through during Cancer season. And it's about saying fucking yes to it, whatever it is. And randomly I'm getting, it could be having access to a house, having access to a car, whatever this is, say yes, because this is your higher timeline. For a lot of you, I'm hearing you've been praying for this higher timeline to come through. For some of you, you've been praying to have access to better living conditions, to a car, job. It's going to come knocking on your door during Cancer season, and your only job is to say yes. So that's intense for Cancer season. Next, we're going to move into a beautiful Leo energy as we progress into Leo season. So let's see what kind of archetype wants to come through for Leo season. Okay, wow, this is so interesting. So we have the Nectar card coming out legit during Leo season. So again, it's that overflow of reaping rewards. So if you're experiencing this buildup of energy this year and you're wondering when the rewards are going to pour in, August, Leo season, you're really going to start feeling it, experiencing it, and being like, holy fuck, I've waited for this my whole life. So Leo season, rewards, riches, wealth, status, recognition, all of it is what's going to be moving through the collective, which is very beautiful. And I wasn't going to read the card at the bottom, but I'm going to, because this is a message for a specific person. I don't feel like this is going to resonate for a lot of you, but at the bottom of the deck, we have the Sustainer. So for a specific few of you, this could be only one person. If you've been stressed about your finances, it's knowing that whatever this nectar is that's going to pour in during August, it's going to be sustainable for you. So if you've been wondering, asking yourself, Leo, when is my time coming? When are my finances going to be more stable and secure? August. And final message for Leo season, the next card is the Healer. So it's knowing that as soon as you embody the healer archetype and allow yourself to be, and again, this message isn't going to resonate for everyone, as soon as you accept that you are a healer, you are meant to be walking the path of a healer. And being a healer doesn't mean you are necessarily practicing Reiki or reading birth charts or reading cards. You can be a healer in any shape or form. You can be a healer in any environment. And it's knowing that this energy is just a part of your persona. So for a lot of you, this nectar, this financial sustenance and sustainability is going to come through from you just fully embracing that this is a key part of who you are. Again, we have the snakes again coming through, and we have 3 heads to the snake. So for some of you, and this is a specific message that wants to come through, working with the trifecta is going to be helpful. So maiden, mother, crone, or goddesses. Trifecta means 3, and it's figuring out what that 3 looks like for you. And it's understanding that that 3, whatever it is going to be important for you moving forward. And working with this trifecta is going to be what ensures the sustainability of your finances too. So it could be creating an altar, sending prayers, whatever that looks like to you. So that's really interesting for Leo Caesar. Leo Caesar. Okay, so Caesar, the word Caesar could be important. I don't know why that wanted to come through, but it did. Yes, so that's what I'm sensing for Leo season in terms of archetypes and energy. So let's move into Virgo season and see what energy wants to come through for the collective. Ooh, interesting. Okay. We have the Mother coming through for the collective during Virgo season. So for some of you, there could be an important opportunity to have a conversation with your mother, to have an important breakthrough. Others of you could become mothers during Virgo season as well. Virgo season could be a good season for you to contemplate what your relationship with your mother is like. I'm also feeling the word forgiveness. So Virgo season can be an important occasion for you to revisit what your relationship with your mother is like and to really contemplate, okay, how do I feel about my mother? Do I feel like I am still wounded? Am I still carrying pain? Am I still carrying behavioral patterns that stem from my mother? So Virgo season is going to be a great opportunity for us as a collective to reflect on our relationship to our mother. And as I said, a lot of us might become mothers during that season also. And it's understanding that it doesn't necessarily mean biological mother. It could be mother to a pet. It could also be embodying the mother archetype more in how you show up in your profession, in your daily life. Because the mother archetype, along with the father archetype, are the key energies that we need to master and embody when it comes to inner child healing. The culmination of inner child healing is realizing that we are our own mother, we are our own father. And once we embody that fully, nobody can fuck with us at that point because we're our own parent, right? So we have strong mother energy coming through the collective during Virgo season. And then we are going to move into Libra season. So let's see what archetype is going to be guiding the collective during that season. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So right away from this card, we have the Shaman coming out for Libra season. I'm feeling heavy initiations moving through the collective. And I absolutely love this card because it has a lot of my favorite things on it. It has a snake, it has skulls, it has stars, and it also has a diamond. So it's an absolutely beautiful card. So for a lot of us, Libra season is going to be a, what's the word? Kind of, what's the word? Preliminary, maybe? Culmination of the year 2024. So we're really going to be feeling good about ourselves in Libra season. And after the Shaman card, we have the Mountain. And as I spoke about earlier in this live, it's the year of the Dragon. So with the Mountain card coming through, to me, this indicates that a lot of us are going to be feeling very good about ourselves in Libra season. We're going to feel like we trekked a lot, we've overcome a lot, we've accomplished a lot, and now we can just sit back and just really enjoy who we are and really enjoy our mountain. And understand that a lot of us are going to be initiated even deeper by spirit into the next phase of what we are meant to be doing while we're here on Earth and things like that. Because a lot of us are going to be reaching the summit and the peak of our mountain, and spirit is going to come through during Libra season to ask us, are you happy with this mountain? Is this your mountain you're meant to be on for the rest of your life? And for some of us, the answer is going to be yes. Be like, you know what? This is the mountain I've always wanted to reach. You know, like what comes to mind is accomplishing something specific, like becoming a lawyer or a doctor or a vet or a nurse or a teacher. And for some of us, that's the mountain we've been climbing and trying to get to the top of. And it's realizing that once we reach that summit, asking ourselves, am I content and happy here? And if the answer is yes, you've made it, right? For others of us, it's understanding that there's more than meets the eye with the mountain. So for some of us, we're going to be initiated even deeper by spirit into something else. And that something else isn't going to be revealed right now. So a lot of accomplishments during Libra season. flowing through the collective and just feeling accomplished. Not necessarily reaping the rewards, as we're going to be doing that over the summer period, but really just feeling like I've made it during Libra season, which is very beautiful. All right, next is we're going to be moving into Scorpio season. So let's see what archetype is going to be guiding the collective during that season. Interesting. Okay. So the guiding archetypal energy that wants to come through for Scorpio season is the Kiss. And I actually want to read this card, actually. So let's see. Let's see. Here we go. So it says, before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypal energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with another, of letting in what was moments ago separate. Two become one. It is risky but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solitary self towards union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When the kiss takes a non-human form, it may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and an awakening of the heart. So with the kiss archetype coming through for Scorpio season, I'm feeling more kind of opportunities coming through. And these opportunities, and I'm feeling different kind of timelines. So for some of you, this timeline is going to have to do with a divine counterpart. So if you are in a romantic relationship, it could have to do with starting a business with your counterpart. For others of you, you might encounter a business partner or business relationship, and that business relationship could actually develop into something more during Scorpio season. And it's understanding that there's going to have to be radical transparency and honesty when it comes to your shadows as well. So if this is a divine counterpart, so this is a romantic relationship that shifts into becoming business as well, being completely honest with what your intentions are and what it is you want to achieve and accomplish, and not hide what your goals are when it comes to your ambition or your vision and what you want to accomplish, and vice versa. So there's going to be a need to be very transparent and to own what that is. You know, like if you want to be making millions or billions yearly and that's your vision for your business, it's owning that vision and being extremely honest. Because we have we have a moon here, a crescent moon, and then we have two hands holding each other in the dark. So to me, this indicates that partnership, but it's surrounded by this darkness, which to me indicates shadow work and needing to own our darker selves. So it's like, if you want, I don't know, like a really fancy car and stuff like that, like any darker desires that you haven't shared with someone previously, Scorpio season is going to be inviting you to share what those darker desires are and to just own them. If that's really what you want, it's what you really want, and there's nothing wrong with that. So Scorpio season is going to be highlighting darker desires when it comes to our divine counterpart relationships and or business relationships, and to just be honest about it. Next, we're going to be moving into Sagittarius season. So Sagittarius season is going to be finishing off the year. So let's see what kind of archetype energy wants to come through. Oh, I think this is a beautiful card to end off the year 2024. We have the Village. And it's interesting because this imagery, we have the mountain. We have beautiful colors in the background. We have water at the front. We have a hand and we have a ring also. So I feel like this imagery depicts kind of our journey for the year 2024 and is a culmination of all the different energies that we're going to be moving through. And with this card coming out, to me, this indicates that a lot of us will have created our own villages during this year. We'll have magnetized our soul tribe, our soul family towards us. We're going to really have pulled in the right people into our lives. And it's understanding that this village is going to propel us forward into the following year, 2025. So whatever your relationships are towards the end of this year, know that those relationships are going to be the pillars, are going to be the foundation that are going to support you into the following year. And that this village that you're going to have built is going to be a culmination of this whole journey that we're going to be moving through as a collective this year. So that's all I'm picking up for the collective when it comes to the year 2024. Please feel free to share with me how that resonates or lands for you. I would love to hear from you and know what you're experiencing and feeling. As always, I am sending you so much love.